And formulae. Two topics have been already discussed with you. Now I am discussing with you the topic number 3 from this chapter number 6, that is rearranging formulae. So in this, you can see we want to make S as a subject. So in this equation, we need to make S as a subject. It means we need to transfer all the other variables which are attached somehow with the subjective term. Now, this is negative Q and this is T. T is multiplying with S and Q is subtracted from ST. As we know, bit mass, in which we know when we do the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division of expressions having some powers, we always follow the bit mass rule. But when we are solving equations, we always use the opposite bit mass rule. So the opposite bit mass rule is what? You have to do addition, subtraction first, then you do addition, division, multiplication. Then after that, you do indices and brackets. So how to proceed? We will proceed with the opposite bit mass rule, yani plus minus first. So that's why I'm going to send the negative Q to the left-hand side in order to make my S alone. Now, P is already there. Now, negative Q, when it is shifted to the left, it becomes plus Q is equals to ST, and ST is already there. Now, as you remember, I wanted to make S as a subject, and this T is multiplying with it. So what is the opposite of multiplication? The opposite of multiplication is division. So my final answer will be P plus Q whole over T is equals to S. If you want to keep the brackets on, that's fine. You can do it. So that's your final answer. P plus Q whole over T. Now, in the next question, I want to make P as a subject. So as I said, we have to do opposite bit mass. Opposite bit mass mean addition, subtraction, then division, multiplication, then powers, then brackets. So we have a power here and we have addition, subtraction. So as you say, Mr. Omar, addition, subtraction first. So how we do this? The negative Q, negative 2, will be moved to the left. So M is already there. I will copy M. Negative 2 will be changed to plus 2 equals P square. P square I copied as it is. Now, the square which we have, you all know the opposite of square. The opposite of square is square root. And you remember, whenever we write a square root, we have to write a plus minus sign behind. So if you remove the square, on the other side, you have to write a square root sign with plus minus at the back. And now you can remove the square. The removal of square resulting in square root with plus minus sign. And this was my aim, to make P as a subject. And finally, you see P is alone now. And on the left-hand side, I got plus minus square root of M plus 2. Now next, I want to make X alone. Wonderful. I have something divided x is divided by 3, and there is a plus 5. Again, opposite BIDMAS says we have to do plus 5 operation first and change it to the -5. So y, the plus 5 will be shifted to the left. It becomes -5 is equals to x over 3. Now we do the cross multiplication that this 3 will be multiplied with y, and also it will be multiplied with -5. So when 3 multiplies with y, it becomes 3y. And when 3 multiplies with -5, it gives you -15. And then finally, you will be left alone with x. And this is my answer. X is equals to 3y minus 15. Next case is I want to make V as a subject. You remember, so many things are provided here. We do the things step by step. So I have E is equals to, there is a number 2. So the 2 will cross multiply with E. So the 2 is going to cross multiply with E. I get 2E is equals to 1 mv squared. No need to write m. No need to write 1. That's all. And we have an m which is multiplying. It has to go to the other side. So 2e over m is equals to v squared. Didn't I tell you in the opposite BIDMAS, the power will be dealt in the end? Now, if I remove the square on the other side, I need to write plus minus sign along with the square root, and now I got v alone. So v is equals to plus minus square root of 2e over m. Next, here I have to make R as a subject. So what happens with the 4 pi? 4 pi are multiplying here. When I send the 4 pi on the other side, it should be written in the denominator of A, and now I am left with R square on the right. Now remove the square and write plus minus along with the square root on A over 4 pi, and this gives me R as a subject. Did you see? So the removal of square is resulting in the addition of square root with plus minus sign on A over 4 pi. So my answer is plus minus A over 4 pi. Question number 6. I have to make D as a subject. So step by step, first of all, I take the plus E to the left. So this gives me C minus E is equals to KD squared. After that, the K which is multiplying here, I will take it on the other side and write C minus E whole over K is equals to D squared. Then final stage is this square will be removed. And if you remove the square root, you have to write plus minus sign along with C minus E over K within the square root is equals to D. So my answer is C minus E over K. Question number 7. I have to make Y as a subject. So step by step, we need to apply the procedure. First of all, send the X to the right. So square root of Y over 9 still there on the left. However, the plus X will be changed to the minus X. Now cross multiplication, this 9 will be multiplied with 1 and multiplied with minus X. And square root of Y is still there on the left. 9 multiplied with 1 gives you 9, and 9 multiplied with negative x will give you minus 9x. Now I'm ready to send the square root on the other side. So guys, the opposite of square is square root, and the opposite of square root is square. So let's do. If I remove the square root on the left, I will be left with y, and I have to put the square on 9 minus 9x. So removal of square root give you the square on the entire expression in the right hand side. So 9 minus 9x whole square. So be careful. What is the opposite of square? That is square root. And what is the opposite of square root? That is square. Now in this particular case, I want to make D as a subject. First of all, we will go for cross multiplication. So 2CW will be equals to 2D plus 4W. Now this 4W, which is added over here, has to go to the left. So 2CW minus 4CW changes to minus 4W. It is equals to 2D. Still 2 is multiplying here. I have to take this 2 on the other side. The opposite of multiplication is division. So whole divided by 2 is equals to D. So this is my final answer, 2CW minus 4W over 2. In this case, I will go with cross multiplication. So x multiplied with q, it gives me bx is equals to x plus 3. Oh, now there are two terms containing the x, which has to be made as a subject. So in this situation, I will prefer to send this x to the left so that all my x terms will be on one side, and here it is on the left hand side. Now, interesting point is this, that I have two terms containing x. Why don't we take this x common outside and inside? This is called factorization. Inside the bracket, I'm left with b minus, if nothing is there, that will be replaced because x is gone. So I'm going to write 1 is equals to 3. Now, my friends, you can check that b minus 1 is multiplying with x. So if any bracket is multiplying with subjective term, the opposite of multiplication is division. So the whole bracket p minus 1 from the left hand side will go to the right hand side in the denominator. And I'm happy that I have made my x as a subject. So the final answer is x is equals to 3 over p minus 1, like this. Now, in the question number 10, I want to make y as a subject. So step by step, cross multiplication is the first step. So 5a is equals to, and multiply r with y and r with 2, which is 2r. Y is your subjective term. Allow me to send the plus 2r to the left. So 5a minus 2r is equals to ry. So this is my subjective term. R is multiplying. The opposite of multiplication is division. So R will go to the denominator. Now I have made my y as a subject. Question number 11. Cross multiplication. C multiply with A. It gives you CA. C multiplied with minus B will give you minus CB, and which is equals to 4. Now my subjective term is A. So let's take the minus CB to the right. So CA is equals to 4 plus CB or BC. Now the subjective term is A. We need to push the C, which is multiplying here, to go to the other side, and I will write the C in the denominator of 4 plus CB. I hope it is clear that the aim was to make A as a subject. So answer is 4 plus CB over C. Question number 12, interesting question, important question. Cross multiplication. C will multiply with W. I will write CW. Then C multiply with 3 will give you 3C. On the right hand side, 4 plus W will be left. Now I want to make W as a subject, and first time we see there are two terms containing W, so we will try to push the W terms on the left. However, the terms which are not containing W will be pushed to go to the right. So CW is already there, untouched, plus 3 plus W will be shifted to the left, and it becomes minus W. 4 is already there, but plus 3W will be shifted to the right, and now it becomes minus 3C. I'm very happy that I got all the W terms on one side. Now, since we have two terms on the left and both terms containing W, so I will do the factorization and take the W common. And what would be left within the brackets? So I will be left with C. If nothing is there, I will be writing 1, not 0. And then it is equals to 4 minus 3C. We copy them as it is. Now, in my previous discussion, I said if any bracket is multiplying and it is useless for me, I can send this to the other side. The multiplication results in division. So this C minus 1 will go to the denominator. So my final answer is 4 minus 3C over C minus 1. Now, in this question, I want to make W as a subject. So this term contains W. But interesting point is this, that my subjective term has a negative sign, and I hate to have my subjective term negative, or that term in which subject is there, it shouldn't be negative. So what I'm going to do, guys, I will shift it to the left, and I shift the T, which is on the left, to go to the right. Now what happens to the minus 3W over A? It becomes plus 3W over A because I'm shifting. I'm changing my minus 3W over A to plus 3W over A from right to the left. And the plus T, which is on the left, now it is moved to the right and it becomes minus T. Wonderful. Now, can I do the cross multiplication of this A with both terms on the right hand side? 3W, I have 3W is equals to cross multiplication of 2 with the A makes 2A. Cross multiplication of A with the T, I'm going to write AT. Is my job done? No. Still 3 is there, which is multiplying. The opposite of multiplication is division. So W is equals to 2A minus AT whole over 3. And that's the final answer. 2A minus AT whole over 3. Now, question number 14. I want to make y as a subject. And where is y? This is y, which has a square. Now, first of all, push the x squared to move to the left. So I will be having, because 8 squared unchanged, the plus x squared changes to minus x squared is equals to 2y squared. Now, subjective term is y. Step by step, as you know, we do the opposite BIDMAS. Power will be dealt later. First, multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is division. 8 square minus x square whole over 2, it is equals to y squared. Now, the y square, this square, opposite of square is square root. What is the opposite of square? Square root. And I have to write plus minus sign at the back always. And 8 square minus x square whole over 2. And now I am left with y alone. So this was my aim. So if you send the square on the other side, don't forget the plus minus sign, and the square root. Now, guys, I'm done with the chapter number 6. Here we are going to start chapter number 14, and 14.1 is related to simultaneous equations. And simultaneous equations, he always gives you a first equation contains two terms on the left. You know, first term is 4x, the second one is 2y, and then it is equals to 31. And the second is 6x minus 2y is equals to 34. I would prefer you should write x terms under x, y terms under y, and constants on the other side. So if this order will be followed, then you will make the question much more easier and convenient for you. We will be using always elimination method. Elimination method says that if the two equations are given to you and you want to find the value of x and y, so try to cancel x or y. Now you can see I have here plus 2y and minus 2y. Straightforwardly, plus 2y and minus 2y can be cancelled. If I add them, then plus 2y minus 2y will be cancelled, and 4x plus 6x gives you 10x, and 31 plus 34 will be giving you 65. So 10x is equals to 65. If you get it, then x is equals to 65 over 10, and that gives you 6.5. I got the value of x, 6.5. Now, if I get the value of x 6.5, now my next goal is to find the value of y, corresponding y. You need to plug this value of x either in equation number 1 or in equation number 2. Whatever suits you, you just go for it. So I am using equation number 1. So 4 in the place of x, you need to plug 6.5. So in the bracket, I write 6.5. 4 is multiplying with 6.5, and then plus 2y is equals to 31. So my friends, 4 times 6.5 gives you 26 if you use calculator. So 2y is equals to 31. Now send the plus 26 to the right. 2y is equals to 31 minus 26. So 2y, 31 minus 26 gives you 5, and y is equals to 5 over 2 or 2.5. So that was my aim, to find the value of x and y. So x is 6.5 and y is 2.5. Okay. In the end, I will teach you how to use calculator and verify your answer from a calculator for simultaneous equations. Question number 2, guys. I have x under x, y under y, and constants on the other side. It means the simultaneous equations are in standard form. Now, to use elimination method, I have to cancel either x or y. So which one is more convenient? The more convenient is if the second equation, is multiplied with 2. So boys, if the second equation is multiplied with 2, so the x will change to 2x, and the plus y will change to 2y, and the 3 will change to 6. Now you can look, you have 3x, you have 2x, you have minus 2y, you have plus 2y, you have 19, you have 6. Now it's easy to add them up now. So boys, when you add them, minus 2y will be cancelled with 2y. I'm just doing addition. Now 3x plus 2x gives you guys 5x, and 19 plus 6 gives you 25. And x will be equals to 25 divided by 5, which is 5. So half job is done. I found the value of x. Why not? I can plug this value of x into this easy equation. So the easy equation is x plus y is equal to 3. So in the place of x, I plug 5 plus y is equals to 3. Send the 5 to the right, y is equals to 3 minus 5, and y is equals to negative 2. So we found the value of x and y easily. X is 5 and y is negative 2. Now we move to the next question. Slowly, we head to the difficult type of questions. I'm happy somehow that x is under x, y is under y, and constants are under constants. Now I want to cancel either x or y. For me, the easy thing is this. The first equation I am going to multiply with 2. And the second equation is I'm going to multiply with negative 5. Why I'm multiplying with negative 5? Because I want to change the signs of them. And some students, they don't multiply with the negative 5, they just multiply with 5. I will use both techniques. So let me just multiply the second equation with negative 5 and the first equation with 2. So what happens when the 2 multiplied with 5x, it makes it 10x. When the 2 multiplied with 6y, it makes it 12y. When the 14 multiplied with 2, it makes it 28. When the negative 5 multiplied with 2x, it makes it negative 10x. When the negative 5 multiplied with 8y, it gives you negative 40y. And when the negative 5 multiplied with 7, it gives you negative 35. Now I'm ready to add. So when I do the addition, so guys, 10x minus 10x will be cancelled. So 12y minus 40y will give me minus 28. Y is equals to 28 minus 35 gives me negative 7. Since the subjective term is negative, shift the places or interchange their positions. This goes to the right and minus 7 goes to the left. So I will be left with 7 is equals to 28y, or 7 over 28 is equals to y, and that is equals to 0.25. You can use calculator. So the value of y is 0.25. Now I can plug this value anywhere. It looks like this equation easier. So 2x plus 8, 0.25 is equals to 7. Now, when I solve it, it gives me 8 times 0.25. You may use calculator. It gives you 2 is equal to 7. 2x is equals to 7 minus 2. 2x is equals to 5, and x is equals to 5 over 2, or 2.5. So finally, I'm going to write here x is equals to 2.5 and y is equals to 0.25. Here, one point is very important, that if a student says, no, Mr. Omer, I don't want to multiply with a negative number. So no worries. I'm going to explain it to you again. 5x plus 6y is equals to 14, and 2x plus 8y is equals to 7. So the first equation I multiplied with 2. Second equation I multiplied with 5. Now this helps me to get the answer 10x. Second is 12y. 14 becomes 28. 2x becomes 10x. 8y becomes 40y. 7 becomes 35. Then I do the minus. So 10 minus 10x, it will be cancelled. 12 minus 40. 12 minus 40y is minus 28y. 28 minus 35 is minus 7. Then switch their places. And then 7 over 28 is equals to y, which is 0.25. And you repeat the same procedure. So no problem at all happens, whichever the technique you want to use, and that is more, convenient to you. Now, first check the standard form, x under x, y under y, constants under constants. Now, I want to cancel x or y. So I decided to multiply the second equation with 2. When I multiply the second equation with 2, it turns into 2x plus 2y plus 6. Now you can see minus 2y plus 2y will be cancelled. So what happens? 3x plus 2x makes 5x. 19 plus 6 makes 25. And x is equal to 25 divided by 5. That will give you 5. So the value of x is 5. Now I'm going to plug this value of x here. So 5 plus y is equals to 3, y is equals to 3 minus 5, and finally y is equals to minus 2. So that's the final answer I got. So x is equals to 5 and y is equals to negative. Now we go to the question number 5. In question number 5, we have standard form x under x, y under y, and constants under constant. I will definitely multiply the first equation with 5. When I do this, 2x changes to 10x, y changes to 5y, and 3 changes to 15. Now check it out. 5y and negative 5y, they will be cancelled. 10x plus x is 11x. 15 plus 40 is 55. So x is equals to 55 over 11. That gives you x is equals to 5. Now, once I get this one, I'm ready to substitute into the first equation. So 2 in the place of x, I write 5 plus y is equals to 3. 10 plus y is equals to 3. Y is equals to 3 minus 10. And y is equals to negative 7. And here you go. We are done with this question. Question number 6. Check, are they in the standard form? Answer is yes, they are in standard form. Now decide which variable you are willing to cancel. For sure, you will say, Mr. Omar, I want to cancel y. So if you want to cancel y, you must have 15y and minus 15y. So how can I make it 5 as a 15? You need to multiply with the 3. So 4x, when it multiplies with 3, gives you 12x. 5y becomes 15y. 3 times 0 is 0. I'm ready to cancel. Plus 15 minus 15 cancelled. 12x plus 8x is 20x. 0 plus 5 is 5. So x is equals to 5 over 20. If you simplify it and get the answer from a calculator, because divided by 5 will give you 1 over 4, or it is 0.25. Now I may plug this value in the value of x, I found it 0.25. I'm going to use this value into the first equation. So 4x 0.25 plus 5y is equals to 0. 4 times 0.25 is 1 plus 5y is equal to 0. So 5y is equal to negative 1 and y is equals to negative 1 over 5. So 0.25 and this is negative 1 over 5. Next, question number 7, interesting. I want to cancel x or y. Believe me, guys, I would love to multiply the first equation with 3. If I multiply the first equation with 3 rather than 2x, 2x times 3 is going to give you 6x. And if I multiply the top equation and then half y with the 3, it becomes 3 over 2y. And if I multiply 1 with the 3, it gives you 3. So that's the situation I got. Now, guys, allow me to cancel 3 over 2 with the minus 3 over 2. 6x plus 6x is 12x. 3 plus 21 is going to give you 24. So 24 divided by 12, that gives you x is equals to 2. I'm going to plug it into the first equation. So 2 plus half y is equals to 1. This is 4 plus half y is equals to 1. Send the 4 to the other side. Half y is equal to 1 minus 4. Half y is equals to negative 3. Cross multiply. So y is equals to 2 times minus 3 is negative 6. So x is equals to 2 and y is equals to negative 6. I got my answer. Now we move to the last question of simultaneous equations, question number 8. It's not in a standard form. Why it's not in a standard form? I know x under x, I know y under y, but constants have to be on the other side. So can I rewrite the equation? So x plus 2y, send the minus 18 to the right. Why I'm doing it? Because I want later to teach you how to use the calculator. So 3x minus 4y, and when the minus 4 will be shifted to the right, it becomes plus 4. Now I can say it is in a standard form, x under x, y under y, and constants under constant. Now the first equation is obviously going to be multiplied with the 2. So I will write in the place of x 2x. In the place of 2y, I will be writing 4y. In the place of 18, I'm going to write 36. And now I am ready to cancel 4y with the negative 4y. And 2x plus 3x will give me 5x. 36 plus 4 gives me 40. So x is equals to 40 over 5. That is equals to 8. Now I'm going to plug this x is equals to 8 into the first equation. So 8 plus 2y minus 18 is equals to 0. So 2y minus 18 plus 8 gives me negative 10 is equal to 0. 2y is equals to 10 and y is equals to 5. So let me write the answers. Y is equals to 5 and x is equals to 8. After finishing the simultaneous equations, the last topic left, which is how to solve the algebraic linear inequalities. There are 4 inequalities we see. This is called less than. This is called less than or equal. This is called greater than. This is called greater than or equal. Now, you need to understand what is the meaning of less than. In the front of this pointed thing, you always have a small item. In front of this crocodile mouth, you always have a bigger item. For example, if someone say 2 is less than 3, correct? Can I say 3 is less than 3? Wrong. 3 is bigger than 2. Yes, correct. So x is less than equals to 3. And I need to write all the positive integers. Then 1, 2, 3 are the possible solutions of this inequality. Anyways, I will solve all the inequalities like equations. So let's do it step by step. I will go for cross multiplication. So this 2, when it multiplies with 5, it makes 10. Minus 5x multiplied with 5 is minus 25x. Keep the same face, don't change it. 7 multiplied with 2 will make it 14. Now, subjective term is negative here. Since the subjective term is, as you guys see, I have my subjective term, which is negative 25. It will be shifted to the right, and 14 will be shifted to the left. So 10 minus 14 less than 25x. 10 minus 14 is negative 4 less than 25x. 25 is multiplied here, and I will take it to the other side. So minus 4 divided by 25 less than x. So this is the solution of the inequality. Keep it in your mind, the crocodile mouth is towards x, and the pointed um, uh, sign of the inequality is towards negative 4 over 25. Now it's up to you in the exam. You can write x greater than minus 4 over 25, or you can write minus 4 over 5, 25 is less than x. Both are correct ways of writing your answers. Very important question, guys. It's simple like an equation, but the problem is it is not an equation. It is now an inequality. Non-strict inequality because there is an equal sign also there. The thing which we have learned in algebra, expansion, 6 times 2 gives you 12. 6 times negative 3x is going to give you minus 18x. Negative 4 times 1 is going to give you negative 4. Negative 4 times negative. You remember that whenever there is a negative sign outside, it changes this negative to the positive. So don't do this dear mistake. Okay. So 4 times 2x is going to give you 8x less than equal to 0. Interesting point is this, Mr. Omer is not going to change the face of the inequality. Okay. So let's go with 12 minus 4, which makes this thing as 8. Minus 18x plus 8x makes it minus 10x less than equals to 0. See that I didn't change the face of the inequality. Check it out. I have my subjective term negative. It is not allowed to have a subjective term negative. 8 will stay there, and minus 10x goes to the right, and it becomes 10x. Now 8 divided by 10 less than equals to x, or 0.8 is less than equal to x. And that's the final answer. You can write it, x is greater than 0.8, greater than or equals to 0.8, or 0.8 is less than equals to x. Question number 3, we have to do the cross multiplication. This 4 multiply with 2x and 4 multiply with 5. So 4 times 2x is going to give you 8x, and 4 times 5 is going to give you 20, less than same face of the inequality. I'll copy, and on the right I have x minus 1. I write it there. Now readjustments, you can check that you have 8x and you have x. So your x will be shifted to the left and your 20 will be shifted to the right. So I'm going to copy 8x as it is, but plus x changes to negative x. Then I write less than sign. Minus 1 is already there. Plus 20 is shifted to the right. It becomes minus 20. Now 8x minus x will give you 7x less than negative 21, and then x is equals to less than minus 21 over 7, and everyone knows x less than, what is minus 21 over 7? That is equals to minus 3. So I got my answer. Next is I have to find all the positive integers. What are the positive integers, guys? The positive integers are natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. Now, when I solve this inequality, I need to copy and I need to list all the possible positive integers. Then you will tell me exactly, Mr. Umar, this is 3t and this is t. Obviously, the t will go to the right. In the meantime, minus 6 also will be shifted to the left. So now what I'm going to get, guys, the plus 2 is already there. Minus 6 will change to plus 6. face of the inequality is greater than, 3t is already there, and the plus t will be gone to the right and becomes minus t. So this is like the standard arrangement of numbers. Plus changes to minus, minus changes to plus. Now 2 plus 6 changes to 8, greater than, and 3t minus t, it is 2t. Then 8 divided by 2 is greater than t. It helps me to find what is 8 over 2, that is equals to 4. Now you need to write all the values of t which are positive integers, but they should be less than 4. So the value of t can be 1, can be 2, can be 3. But can I say it is equal to 4? No, I didn't put the equal sign here. So I don't think that I will write 4 in the list. I will not write 0 over there because the guy mentioned you have to write all the positive integers. So which positive integers are satisfying the inequality? Those t's which are less than 4, basically they are 1, 2, and 3. So be careful in the final exam if he's asking you to write any integers now or positive integers. Integers are what? You know that they are all the whole numbers with positive whole numbers, negative whole numbers, including 0. So integers are whole numbers, positive whole numbers, negative whole numbers, and 0. They are integers. Now the guy is asking you, can you solve this sandwich inequality? Why this is sandwich? Because there are two inequalities. This one is a strict inequality, and the second one is a non-strict inequality. We want to have n here. I want to make n in between. I need to get something over here and something over here. That's the point. Rather than keeping 2n minus n, I need to do some operations, opposite operations, to change 2n minus 1 to n. So how can I do this? It's very simple. First of all, this minus 1 in the sandwich inequality will go to the left and also go to the right. What is the opposite of minus 1? The opposite of minus 1 is plus 1. So I will write minus 5 plus 1, copy the same face of the inequality. Minus 1 is gone, so just 2n is left, less than equals to 5 plus 1. So I copied plus 1 here and I write plus 1 here. Now, as you guys can see, minus 5 plus 1 is negative 4, less than 2n, less than equals to 5 plus 1 is 6. Is my job done? No, I still have a 2 multiplied here. So divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2. What is minus 4 over 2? That is minus 2, less than 2 to cancel. So just n is left. That was my aim. And 2 cancel with 6, it gives me 3. Now, I hope my students, you can easily figure out your n is what type of an integer. If you see on the number line, this is 0, this is negative 1, this is negative 2, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. You will say, Mr. Omar, since I use here strict inequality, it means minus 2 is not included, but minus 1 can be my answer, 0 can be my answer, 1 can be my answer, 2 can be my answer, and 3 can also be my answer. Why? Because he is using a non-strict inequality. So these are the possible integers which can satisfy this inequality. I can show it on the number line also. So this is your negative 2 and this is your 3. So negative 2 is not inclusive, but 3 is inclusive. So I will use a dotted circle for the inclusive or a non-strict inequality. But for the strict inequality, I will leave the open circle here. So all the integers which are between minus 2 till 3, they are my they will be the integers will be considered within this bound will be my solution. If I look at question number 6, guys, I need to make the rearrangement. You know that my always aim is to make my x positive. That's why I will push the minus 8x to the right and the 18 and the 19 to the left. So 7 is already there. I copy it. Plus 19 changes to minus 19. Don't change the face of the inequality. 2x is already there. minus 8x will go to the right and changes to plus 8x. Now 7 minus 19 changes to minus 12, and 2x plus 8x changes to 10x, and now 10 goes to the other side. So minus 12 divided by 10 greater than equals to x, or in easier way, I'm going to write minus 1.2 greater than equals to x. That's the final answer. I wrote it here. Okay. So let's move to the next target. We have here x over 2, which means 0.5x, negative 13 greater than 12 plus 3x. As per our previous exercise, that we always go for positive x subjective term. That's why 0.5 was shifted to the right, and 12 will be shifted to the left and becomes minus 12. So what is minus 13 minus 12? Minus 13 minus 12 is minus 25. And what is 3x minus 0.5? It is 2.5x. So minus 25 divided by 2.5 is greater than x. So the answer comes to me equals to negative 10 is greater than x. Next is, you can see, boys, minus 1 is not included. So it means that this is, and also I'm using the right hand side. So minus 1, it's a strict inequality and it keeps moving forever. Look at this. There is no bound on it. So I will say my x is greater than minus 1. I will not use the equal sign since the guy has used the open circle. Since he used the open circle, I'll just use the strict inequality that minus 1 is less than x, or x is greater than minus 1. Both options are correct. Next case, it's a sandwich inequality between minus 2 and 1, sandwich inequality. However, this dotted circle means this is a non-strict inequality and this is a strict inequality. I have to take all the x between minus 2 and 1. So how do I write it? Minus 2, strict inequality, x less than equals to 1. Now this x is representing all the integers which are all the values of x, because he doesn't mention here that this x is an integer. We just need to write down the inequality. So I wrote the inequality in a sandwich form that x is between minus 2 and 1. Minus 2 is exclusive. However, 1 is inclusive. Now, question number 10, we need to reorganize our equations. I send the 3n to the left, to the right, and minus 15 to the left. So minus 8 plus 15 is greater than 5n minus 3n. So minus 8 plus 15 is 7, greater than 2n. And then, guys, 7 divided by 2 is, n is less than 7 over 2. 7 over 2 is 3.5. So my friends, you have to write all the positive integers. As we know, the positive integers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you are looking for positive integers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have to write all the positive integers which are less than 3.5. The positive integers which are less than 3.5 are 1, 2, and 3. So that's the final answer. You have to write it. Then question number 11 is again a sandwich inequality. Minus 8 less than 3x minus 2 less than equals to 7. I will send the minus 2 to the left and also 2 to the right. So minus 8 plus 2 less than 3x less than equals to 7 plus 2. Now minus 8 plus 2 is minus 6 less than 3x less than equals to 9. Then divided by 3. So this makes negative 2. And I left with x. So 3 and 9, it gives you 3. So all the integers in the next part, he said, here I need to write an inequality minus 2 less than x less than equal to 3. But in the next part, he said, can you list all the integers which satisfies this inequality? Yes, minus 2 is not included, but minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. These are all the possible integers which comes in between minus 2 and 3. 3 inclusive and minus 2 is exclusive. Now, question number 12, we remember that whenever we have two fractions and they have a plus sign or a minus sign in between them, we always go with butterfly technique. So I will try to apply the butterfly technique, how it is applied. You remember that this x will be multiplied with 3, and I'm going to write here 3x, then this 2 multiplied with x, and what is the sign in between? Plus. So I'll write here plus 2x, and then this 2 is also multiplying with negative 2. It makes it minus 4. Now 2 multiplied 3 in the denominator is 6 less than 5. Cross multiplication, this 6 multiplied with 5. So here on the top it is 3x plus 2x. It makes 5x, and then copy negative 4 less than 6 multiplied with 5 gives you 30. Now, negative 4 goes to the right. 5x less than 30 plus 4. 5x less than 34. And then x is equals to less than 34 over 5. Is this the inequality? Yes, the 34 over 5. You can write it. Or if you want to write the answer in decimals, so x is less than 6.8. Next, question number 13. It's straightforward cross multiplication question. Boys, 2x minus 5 will be multiplied with the 3. So check it out that I have 2x and this is 3. So 2x times 3 gives you 6x minus 5 times 3. It is negative 15 greater than. Now, cross multiplication of 8 with the x, it makes 8x, and then 8 multiplies with 4. It gives you 32. So this cross multiplication helps like that. So now I'm going to shift the plus 32 to the left and 6x to the right. Negative 15, negative 32 is greater than 8x minus 6x, and then minus 47. 47 is greater than 2x, and then minus 47 over 2 is greater than x. And that's the final answer. So I'm done with your review pack, boys, hoping that you understood the whole concept which has been covered in these videos, inshallah. I will share this video with you, go through with the video, and if there is any question arising in which you do feel that there is a lack, you can discuss with me, and inshallah, we will do more questions on this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.